So I'm Bart Koenigsberg. I'm known as Hi-Rez Bart. I am the esports competitive manager for Hi-Rez Studios, and I also work in marketing and customer relations and those types of things. But I am esports and competition.
Okay. So how many gods will be available at the
Sure.
the game?
We have 21 now. So we have 9 more gods remaining, and we plan on having 30 for the release of the game, and then we'll continue to make them on a relatively short schedule, so maybe 2 weeks to a month per god, depending on how many we want to have in what time period. But for right now, it'll be once every 2 weeks, and we should have very many by the end, I would imagine.
Okay. Are there any map and mod to be developed in the future of the game?
Sure. So right now the map is, we're pretty happy with where it is in terms of getting the balance of the gods together, and that's kind of the primary concern is balance, and then the other side is performance. So the map right now is built in a way that's very, very friendly to low-end computers, and that's something that for the moment is one of the primary concerns. So will there be additional game types and maps in the future on a long enough time frame? I think that it's very likely a yes, but for right now our focus is definitely on item balance, god balance, making sure the game is complete in terms of features, as well as very performance friendly for laptops and the like.
Okay. To talk about the game balance, how do you will balance the game? You will balance the game by the feedback of the players or by yourself?
Sure. So the balance is approached kind of from a few different angles. So there's kind of 3 main ones. There's the design, then there's player feedback, and then there's statistics. So from the design side, Travis, who's the lead designer, he makes gods based on a point system. So certain things are worth certain amounts of points, and then it kind of adds them all together. So you expect everyone to be, worth, to say, 2,000 points of design. So there's kind of like, that's how he kind of organizes it in his head, and so, in theory, they're all balanced. And then you have the player feedback that says, oh no, but we are able to use them in this way, do these things you didn't intend, and we perceive him to be very strong, or too strong, or not strong enough. And then we also take that, and then you also look at, and that includes more than just players reaching out to us saying, oh, on the forums, oh, this, that. We can look into social media, we can look in Twitter, we can look at Facebook, I can look at 4chan, I can look anywhere, right, and see what people are talking about, Reddit, these kind of things, and say, okay, here's the top 3 things that they're saying. They say, Hades this, Bakasura that, and Artemis this other thing, right? Okay, so we take that feedback back, and then you also look at the statistics. So if a god is winning maybe 20% more than another god, okay, maybe he's too strong, or maybe he's very good at supporting, or kind of try to look at the roles. So it's those 3 things combined that then kind of go into the mixing pot of balance changes and doing balance matches.
Okay. There is a very good question about our French community. Will there be any new mythology as the game in further development?
Sure. So with Cupid, this is our first Roman god, so that's another pantheon we've added, and we have no plans to not continue to bring in other pantheons and gods. And yeah, I think that anything is kind of open. We're especially, but kind of when we select gods, we want them to be more have a tradition of kind of war or battle or these kind of things, so that they we have something to really work on and design them around.
Okay. Will the landscape of the map change with different lore and mythology, like Nordic or Egyptian?
I think that's kind of,
you have some statue of Zeus, statue.
Yeah. I think that's kind of to the point earlier we were talking about with kind of will there be other maps, will there be other game types. It's kind of like, yeah, I think that's something we would like to do in the long run, is perhaps have okay, this one is Vesuvius is kind of the theme for the current one. Well, maybe we want Atlantis, maybe we want a Norse map, those types of things. Yeah, I think there's that kind of the skin for the map, so to say, is something that's probably maybe more short term than a new game mode. So I think that yeah, I would like to see it, and I think that as a studio, it's something we would like to do.
Okay. I know that this question is a little bit difficult for you. When will the spectator mode be released?
Sure.
If you got one.
So yeah, the spectator mode is basically, if I don't know if you've seen Tribes, but Tribes has a very robust spectator mode, and we basically have ported that into Smite. We've added some new features to it, and for the most part, it is almost all the way there feature complete. So it's almost ready to go. What is the reason it's not released is because its UI is not kind of up to par with the rest of the game. It's very, very rudimentary, so part of it is this game is like our CEO's baby, and he wants it to be really, really, really brilliant when it comes out. So that's why it's being held, is so to get the UI up to par, and then but it is. If we had to have it, it is functional right now.
Okay, because it was one of the best questions of the community, because they want to make some match.
Of course, yes.
So,
yeah, we will. Very, very. I mean, there's almost no way that we would not have it for release. It's more a matter of just getting the UI to a point where we're happy with releasing it, and then saying, okay, this is even just beta UI, because right now it's like just text on the screen of like how many kills. It's so you know you need like a nice top bar and those types of things, and the UI guys are focused on the front end still.
But you have maybe you have a release date for this or not?
No, I don't have a release date, unfortunately, no. Because, like I said, it's about getting the UI team for Smite.
Yeah.
They have to get onto that project, and where they are right now is working on the front end still. As you saw here in the build that went out this morning, they've changed some things and they'll continue to. So once that is more complete, they will move on to Spectator.
Okay. Are any improvement of patches planned for the UI unit interface for the gamer? Like we saw that you changed the select.
Oh yeah. Yes. So that's kind of to what we were just talking about. Is that's kind of the reason that Spectator isn't getting the UI, is because we're making lots of changes to the user interface for just the whole process, the front end. Things like the messaging system and those type of things. Yeah, we're doing quite a bit of work there. So lots of cool stuff to come there.
Okay. Are you planning on changing anything as far as the game mechanic with the jungle? Because you know that the jungling is very not easy, but it's very different than the other MOBA.
Yeah.
So do you change that or keep that?
I think that's the type of thing that's very player feedback oriented. I'm pretty happy, and I think we're pretty happy with how as a dynamic jungling works. So you can. It's at the point now where you can stay at level with it is the jungle, right? Like from another MOBA, right? You can have basically more solo characters, and you don't get really far behind, and it works in general in the game now. Will the things like the strength of the buffs or what they how much mana regen, those types of things maybe get balanced? I'm sure, yes, but I think in terms of sweeping changes, probably not. No.
Yeah, because most of the players say it's not really jungle because you have to be on the lane to follow the game, to be on level. So it's for that this question is posed.
I think that's the kind of thing that over time we will see that people will find the most efficient ways to jungle. I think like today, for instance, you saw and the ESL guys starting at the shield camp and going red and being very, very aggressive in the lane and getting early ganks, and their jungler was the highest level in the game by the end. I mean, so I think you'll see more and more of that type of thing, of people maybe finding ways, and perhaps we change a bit as well to facilitate it. But for me, when I jungle, I find myself doing relatively well in terms of staying on par with the rest of the levels, except for maybe mid.
Okay. A really important question about the French community is with other payment methods such as PayPal or SMS text would be available.
So you're talking just other ways of payment for...
Yeah, because many people play the game don't have credit cards or pay some gems with text message on telephone or PayPal.
That's part of the reason we're here at Gamescom specifically is lots and lots of vendors. When you see walk around, pay with text, pay with this, pay with cell phone, pay with text message, pay with send cash to us and we make you a card, those kinds of things, right? So we're always definitely looking to bring in more payment options and things like PayPal and those types of things that help people that want to spend the money that don't necessarily have. And it's not always necessarily just don't have a credit card. Sometimes e-visas and things like this don't work in our system. So we're definitely looking to make that better. And even like with tribes, things like Steam and stuff will help quite a bit. Not to say that Smite is necessarily going to be, it won't be on Steam right away, or if it ever will be, but there's all kinds of people that help you, Steam being one of them, process payment for the game. So we will definitely be looking to expand that.
Okay. And the last question: do you have exclusive information for us? Maybe.
Can I give you exclusive information? So yeah, release-wise, basically we're looking at Q1 of next year for the game to be released. So that's the first couple months of 2013 is what we're looking at, based on 21 gods, 9 more remaining, 2 weeks apiece. That's 18 weeks, and that puts us at about that time frame. So open beta probably towards the end of this year and beginning of next year, and then game released in the first probably 3-4 months of 2013.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe.
Of course, thank you.
For us, it's very
for Smite-Europe. Smite-Europe.
Smite-Europe, yes, now. And we're very happy to be here with you.
I'm happy to have you here.
And last question. Is Smite will be on the game convention, French game convention, like
Paris Game Week?
You will be there?
We've been talking quite a bit with ESL about it, so I can't say yes right now, but hopefully by the end of this weekend we can say very likely.
If you'll be there, I'll be there too.
Fantastic.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Very great. Thank you.